Oba of Benin in Edo State, Oba too, is currently immersed in modern-day slavery scandal and an alleged violation of human rights of one of his palace aides, Nelson Ohoho, a 20-year-old who was detained by the police for months and remanded in prison over an allegation of stealing. Sahara reporters learned that who joined the palace in 2016 as a 15-year-old boy, was also denied bail by the police, who were reportedly acting on palace instructions. Sahara reporters gathered that the palace detained and another palace aide identified only as Bright from May to August 2021 when they were taken to court, and the two had been in prison ever since. So everyone is scared of the big name, and the family of this boy is really helpless now. He was detained since May 31st, 2021. The strange part is that they even denied his bail even when it was a case of someone being accused of stealing, his source said. It may also interest you to know that these people are doing everything possible to sweep this issue under the carpet so people don't know about it, and they constantly give the impression that Nelson must serve some time for this outrageous allegation. Some time ago, Nelson tried to run away from the palace because of the maltreatment and hardship he had endured. You should also know that his poor parents, who are farmers, have not been spared by this cruel monarch, as their few hard-earned landed properties have been seized and they are constantly at risk. They have done all they can to beg and are still begging and saying he, Oba of Benin, should have their properties in exchange of their son's freedom, but to no avail. This is a pure case of modern slavery, and this should not be tolerated. They are just using influence to keep the poor guy in prison. He was supposed to have been granted bail, but they denied the bail. The state council opposed it, and they are all trying to please the king. Sahara reporters learned that and the other were accused of stealing 200 million naira cash from the palace. 200 million naira. How come? He was charged with stealing and conspiracy. Speaking with Sahara reporters, a top source revealed that the allegation of stealing 200 million naira cash from the palace was both frivolous and inhumane. How is it humanly possible for a 20-year-old boy to steal the sum of 200 million naira in cash from the palace with all the security and pageantry without being noticed and traced? Even a bullion van will hardly hold that much money. It may also interest you to know that these people are doing everything possible to sweep this issue under the carpet. Initially, Oba of Benin said it was $20,000. Then he said 10 million naira. When he saw that he wasn't getting as much solidarity, he started increasing it till now. It is currently 200 million naira, which he is accusing Nelson of stealing. The state council gave some flimsy excuses that Nelson will run off if granted bail, while his lawyer sat there and said nothing. Seemingly, they've all been bought over. His lawyer later suggested that we should go for an appeal for the bail and charge an outrageous sum of 1 million naira. He said. Sahara reporters learned that the palace aide, now 20 years old to turn 21 this year, wrote some notes while in remand, detailing how his ordeal at the Oba of Benin's palace started. He's been remanded in Oko Correctional Center in Benin City. In the notes written by the accused while in prison and obtained by Sahara reporters on Friday, Nelson said, before reading this book, things you need to know. 1. I have been serving the king Oba 2 for 5 years plus. I have been serving without off day, break or relaxation time. I work 365 or 366 days a year rather. I am not on any payroll. I don't receive any salary. My family don't get any benefits or compensation. They haven't received anything from the palace. My education got tampered with since I got to the palace because The school is not functioning well and no proper equipment or lab. I was over labored. I don't have fixed working hours. Sometimes I do work from morning 6 a.m. to midnight 2 a.m. Sometimes it's done. I don't have time for myself because I was occupied. I was being maltreated. I have photo proof. I was always beaten and threatened every day. I was just waiting for the whole issue to die so I can leave because it was becoming more unbearable. I called my parents and I explained everything to them. I even told my friends. They all advised me to just bear that maybe everything will soon be over. It all started when an issue arose on May 15, 2021 about some missing cash in the King Oba Iware's inner chamber. I happened to be one of the close aides to him. So one of my colleagues, Bright, was detained on that same day, May 15, for questioning. Meanwhile, I was still doing my daily routine without knowing how the whole matter was going. I was beaten and threatened to confess about my colleague Bright that I saw him taking the money, but I refused to do so because I never saw him taking the money. Truth be told, it wasn't very easy. I couldn't even run because they would falsely accuse me. Though I kept on complaining to the person that brought me Roland. He kept telling me to keep calm, that I can run when everything is over. He told me everyone will conclude I am the one who took the money if I run. On May 31st, Roland told me that I was going to the State Criminal Investigation Department to write a statement that Bright mentioned my name in his statement, and I was really confused because I don't even know what he was talking about. So I walked up to his car and entered there. I heard a lot of rumor that police can torture you and you will start confessing that what you didn't do. I was really scared. Then I asked Roland if I could go home from the police station because all I wanted in my life was freedom. I told Roland I was going to confess that I saw Bright and Igwe coming out from the inner chamber with brown envelope, but I don't know what was inside. That they gave me some cash later that day, not to tell anyone I saw them. The story was made up. No incident like that ever occurred. I wanted to get myself involved, so I will be chased from the palace, and I see that as the only way to freedom. I see that as the only way to freedom. So Roland drove me to the state CID with two bouncers who they were going to detain too. We met the commander anti-Curtis unit and I wrote my system in his office. I was surprised that after writing the statement, Roland left me there and I was detained on May 31st, 2021. At first, I thought Roland was going to inform the king so that I would be sent home as we both agreed, but I never heard from him for more than a week. I waited for weeks, but he never showed up, but kept giving excuses when called. I was detained for 2 months, a week, and a day, May 31st to August 8, 2021. My parents never visited nor called to check on me. It was my girlfriend that kept on bringing food to me. It wasn't really easy though. Note that my parents' property, a house on 100 by 100 and extra land, were seized by the palace even before investigation started. The properties have not been returned yet. So after being detained again on October 25th, 2021, we were charged to court. We were taken to a high court for a stealing case. We were remanded in Oko prison on October 26th, 2021 as awaiting trial persons. So on a fateful day, we were called for a visit by some prison wardens that there were some visitors from the palace. On getting there, we saw Dennis Osareti, Oyaniye, and the other palace functionary who I assumed the palace sent to check to see if we were really suffering. Tomorrow is Christmas and I am still in prison. Worst Christmas ever, not for me though, because I always celebrate it without going out or having fun, but it's actually the worst Christmas for my family. How are they going to celebrate Christmas knowing their son, brother is in the prison? Don't really know how they feel now, but I still give thanks to God. Frank Irabo, Secretary of Benin Traditional Council told Sahara reporters that the monarch is too big to respond to such allegations, especially as the matter is in court. I don't understand the case you are talking about. The case is in court. Do you want Omo Noba Oba of Benin to react to that? If someone is detained even for 1 year, that is at the discretion of the judge or the agency handling the case. They will want to continue the remand. They want to continue to remand the person, maybe to conclude their investigation. They should not drag Omonoba into it at all. It's too big for that. So there's no need to say the palace or the secretary should react. Let the court handle it. Please, if it's too big. Please, it's too big for that. Irabo said. Okay. Hey. Long letter written by this palace aides. This is Nigeria for you. That is the only thing I can say. This is Nigeria for you.